Alright lads, so I want to make this video just a little bit of revision on transformation geometry. Okay, so we covered this topics already this year. And I want to go through the 3 different transformations we covered before we move on to the final one. So I'm looking at this question in our books. It's page 154. Okay, so page 154, and I'm going to do question 1. Okay, just to save a bit of time, I have it drawn out here already. So the question starts to draw the given figure and complete the rectangle 140 by 100 as shown. Okay, so this is the rectangle, 140 wide, 100 high. Find the image of the given figure under the following transformations. Okay, so A from point A to A1. Okay, so here's A, top left hand corner. A1 is down the bottom left hand corner. A1 to A2 by axial symmetry. Okay, so here's A2. And from point A2 to A3 by central symmetry into point Z. Okay, so actually I didn't mark in the point Z. And I'll just, so that point there is point Z. Okay, now and also the line, the central symmetry or the axial symmetry line PQ, which I have here in green in the center. Now, so I'm just going to fly through this because we've done it before. So the main thing we have to look at is the 3 different transformations, and we have to know the difference in the 3 of them. Okay, so in this one we have translation, we have axial symmetry, and we have central symmetry. They can ask us all these 3 are always going to come up, but depending on the order. Okay, so for example, from point A to A1 could be central symmetry instead of translations, and from point A1 to A2 could be translations, and so forth. So they can mix the order of these up. So we have to be able to manipulate ourselves, manipulate the drawing in that way. Okay, so for the purpose of this question, I'm looking at the figure here. Okay, so I wanted to go from A to A1 by translation. Okay, so what we said, the first thing we always do is we join the 2 dots that we want to get the transformation under. So in this case, it's A to A1. Now in this, there's already a line drawn in here, so that's fine. In the translation, basically what I'm doing in a translation, I'm taking the image. Okay, so I'm going to have, this is my image here, for example. If it's a translation, all I'm doing is moving it from one point to the next. The orientation of the object is not changing, the size of it is not changing. I'm just basically sliding it along the line to the other position. So I want to get translation from A to A1. So I'm basically sliding that line, this image along A to A1. So when I bring this down the whole way, my end image is going to look something like that there. Okay, when I bring all my points down. Now, how do I do that? Okay, the first thing we need to do is we want to label the different points on our drawing. Okay, so I have this corner as A to A1. I'm going to label all the different corners I need to project. So I'm going to call it B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. When I'm bringing a line, when I'm doing a translation, I want to draw a series of lines parallel to the line that we want to translate. Okay, so for example, if I want to get point B down here, I'm going to draw a line that's parallel to A to A1, and it's going to move all the way down along it until it gets to this point. So for B, I'm going to bring a line down, and we also see that B and D are along the same line. Okay, and I know that this line, it's going to be parallel to A to A1 because I'm just sliding it across. Okay. Now, once I have that length, I'm going to take the original length of the line between the 2 points. Okay. So the line between A and A1. And I'm going to mark that distance off for each of them. So for B, I'm going to come along this line I'm after marking. And that's going to get me B1. Okay, you're going to do the same thing here to get D. And that's getting me D1. Now we want to do the same thing for the rest of the points. Okay, so I want to do the same thing for C. I want to do the same thing for F and E. Okay, so I'm drawing a line parallel. We see all these lines are parallel to each other. I want to get the distance from A to A1, and for C I'm going to mark it off along the line. So give me C, F, and E. Okay. Now notice I'm calling these. If this is C, this is going to be C1, just so it corresponds with the A1 here. F1, E1. Okay. So now all this is a matter of just joining up all the points the same as here. Okay. So if A goes to D up here, A has to go to D. A1 has to go to D1 here. If A joins to B here, that means A1 joins to B1 here. So forth. We'll draw it up. Okay, you notice that that actually works out that I can use my 45-degree set square for this. Okay, I'll just apply a little bit of shading. Okay. Now, just to go back to what we said, okay, this is my image, and we see that it's the exact same as the image I brought down here by translation. Okay, so we see the points, they're all parallel to each other. I slid them all the way down along until I got them down here. Okay, and that's going to be my image. Now, the next one we're looking at is from part B, the question. Okay, so part B is from point A1 to A2 by axial symmetry in the line PQ. Okay, so now that we're on part B, we forget about this image here now. Okay, we're only focusing with this one here. Okay, so we're working from this image now. So we're after translation this one down. We're forgetting about this one. We're starting to work from this one here now. So the next one's from point A1 to A2. So we need to locate where A1, A2 is. Well, here's A1 and here's A2. Okay, the first thing we say we always do is we always join the 2 points we want to join, or we want to do the translation for. Okay, so A1 and A2, in this case, they're already joined. Now, axial symmetry in the line PQ. Okay, I always said that axial symmetry represented the same thing as the pages in a book. Okay, so imagine this is the center page on your book. Basically, I'm taking this side here and I'm flipping it over like this. Okay, so I'm just rotating everything directly over. So let's take this image here again. I have it here now. I want to do axial symmetry across this, so I'm taking it and I'm rotating it all the way over. See, I'm turning it around, okay, till I get to here. Okay, like that. Now we see that this time it's along the same place, okay, but it's kind of like it's a mirrored image of it. Okay, so it's in the opposite direction, if you like. Okay, it's a mirrored image of it. So basically I'm taking it and rotating it across this line here. Okay, now this is along the line PQ. Okay, so the first thing I need to find is A2. That's fine. Now I have all my points marked, so I want to find B2 over here, C2, D2, E2, and F2. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend this line down along just a little bit here. Okay. Similar to here, I want to draw lines that are parallel to my A1, A2 line. Okay, and they're also going to be perpendicular to this line. So for example, I want to get from B1. I'm going to come down. I'm going to draw a line that's parallel to A1, A2. Okay, and it's also perpendicular to the line of symmetry in the center. Okay. Now, from the line of symmetry, so from the line PQ, I'm getting the distance from that line to the point B1 in this case. Okay, I'm bringing it around and I'm marking it off on the same line. That's going to get me B2. Okay, now for D1, I'm going to bring it up, same thing, parallel line. Okay, I want to get the distance from that line of symmetry to D1, rotate it around. That's going to get me D2. repeat this process then for the rest of them. Okay, so I'll go for C now. C2, sorry. Okay, so the distance from the line of symmetry to the point we want to get. So F F1 and E1. Okay. Similar to before, we join all our points up. So if A1's joined to B1 here, A2 has to join to B2. Okay. Okay, and we see that that's exactly the same image now as what I showed previously. Okay, so the line of symmetry, take my image, rotating it over, okay, and that's the final image that we get. Now, so the last one then is axial or central symmetry, okay, in the point Z. Okay, so it's from point A2 to A3. So again, we want to locate where A2 and A3 is. So here's A2 and here's A3. First thing we want to do is we want to join the line A2 and A3, and we want to get the point of symmetry. Now in this case we're given the point of symmetry, which is Z. If we are not given the point of symmetry, all we need to do is bisect the line A2, A3. The point of symmetry is always halfway between them 2 points. Okay, so it's the center point of that line. Now, I want to get this image and I want to put it through central symmetry. So all these points need to come up. Need to come through the central symmetry and are going to be found up here somewhere. So again, coming back to my image, when I bring it through central symmetry, it's going to look something like this here. Okay, it's going to be up in the opposite direction and in the opposite orientation. Okay, so it's going to be completely opposite. So it's up in the it's in the top side. It's up above it rather. It's on the left hand side rather than the right hand side, and it's facing in the other direction. So if it's facing this way this time rather than this direction down here. So I said I need to get all my points going through my central symmetry. So I'm going to start with point B2. Okay, I need to find B3 up here through central symmetry. So I'm bringing B2, point Z. Okay, we're not giving this point for nothing. Okay, everything has to go through point Z. So I'm bringing from B2 up through point Z like that. I want to find B3 up here, so I'm going to get the distance from the center of symmetry to B2. I'm going to rotate it around, okay, and I'm going to mark it off on that line. And that's going to give me B3. Okay, to get C, you're going to do the same thing. C, it's going to come through the center of symmetry. We're getting the distance from Z, which is the center of symmetry, to this point C, and we're rotating it onto that point. Okay, I'm just going to continue these the rest of them. So D. Again, just do one at a time, okay, because it do get a little bit confusing. So D is rotating around, and that's on. Three. D. So now I have all my pints done up here. Okay. Now, so I just need to join all my pints up here again, similar to before. So if A joins to B down here, A3 has to join to B3 here. Okay, and that's where the image here is going to. It's going to look like this. Okay, and we said that from before, I said it's going to be up on the opposite side in a different orientation, like that. That's what we're left with. Okay, so I hope this helps. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact me.